Hey y'all, did you know that over 30% of civil cases in the US are now handled by people representing themselves? And more criminal defendants are walking into court with zero legal training, no counsel, and a level of confidence that honestly should be illegal. We're talking about the rise of the pro se defendant, where people fire their lawyers and tell the court, I got this. Spoiler alert, they rarely do. But in the age of YouTube law degrees, Reddit legal forums, and that one cousin who once went to jury duty, more people than ever are choosing to stand in front of a judge completely alone. Today we're diving into the courtroom chaos of DIY defense, the motivations, the meltdowns, and why this trend is either empowering or terrifying. Maybe both. Let's define pro se. It's Latin for on one's own behalf, meaning a person is representing themselves in court without an attorney. That's right, no JD, no legal team, just you, the judge, and maybe 12 very confused jurors. In civil court, it's actually very common, but in criminal trials, especially felony cases, it's rare and risky. Still, it's been popping up more and more in high-profile cases lately, and not always for the right reasons. Let's talk about the faces of this trend. Remember Lori Vallow, former beauty queen turned cult-adjacent mom turned murder defendant? Yep. She decided to represent herself in her Arizona trial, and it went exactly how you'd think. She objected to her own objections, misquoted scripture, and asked witnesses questions that sounded more like BuzzFeed quizzes than legal cross-examination. And she's not alone. There's Darryl Brooks, who repped himself in a murder trial after a car rampage and spent most of his courtroom time yelling at the judge, the prosecutor, the bailiff, and probably the ceiling tiles. There's Nicholas Cruz, the Parkland shooter, who tried to fire his attorneys just days before jury selection. And don't even get me started on sovereign citizens. Whole movement of people who believe the laws don't apply to them and try to argue that with zero success every single time. So why do people do it? Here are the main reasons. Cost. Attorneys are expensive. A halfway decent criminal defense lawyer can cost more than a year of college tuition, and that's just for pretrial. Mistrust in the legal system. Some defendants truly believe the system is rigged and that only they can tell their story the right way. Control. Some just want to be in charge. They don't want a mouthpiece. They want a microphone. Ego. Let's be real. Sometimes it's just straight up delusions of legal grandeur. A courtroom version of I read WebMD, so I'm basically a doctor. Now, here's the kicker. Judges often have to slow the trial down, explain procedures, and babysit courtroom behavior. It puts pressure on everyone, from court staff to prosecutors, while making a mockery of the process. Not to mention the risk of mistrials, appeals, or just bad outcomes. Even if the defendant's points are valid, they might not know the right legal mechanisms to present them. And guess what? Judges aren't allowed to help them. Okay, let's be fair. Pros. It's free. You get total control over your defense. It might force the prosecution to slow down or simplify complex arguments. Cons? You're probably going to screw up. You don't know what you don't know. And juries can smell it when someone's out of their depth. It hurts your credibility. Look, I'm not a lawyer. I don't pretend to be one. And I sure as heck wouldn't represent myself in a trial, especially not a criminal one. You know that old saying? The person who represents themselves has a fool for a client? I believe that, deep in my cold little courtroom-obsessed heart. I had to say that. So what's next? We're seeing a strange combo of increased online legal info, social media dramatizing trials, and distrust in institutions. And it's leading more people to go rogue in court. But let me be clear, legal access isn't the enemy here. The system should be more affordable, more equitable, and more transparent. But replacing lawyers with vibes and Google? that's not the solution. So yeah, representing yourself might look bold on paper, but in court, it usually just looks like a disaster. Whether it's cult moms, angry exes, or YouTubers with conspiracy theories and camcorders, the rise of the pro se defendant is a trend we can't ignore. But you won't catch me showing up to court without counsel. Nope, not unless it's Judge Judy and I'm suing someone for stealing my yarn. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Have you seen a pro se trial play out? Do you think this trend is empowering or just pure chaos? And that's it for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching and supporting me. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and click the bell so you don't miss any of my recaps. And remember, stay safe, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.